Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at a very unique designed little tent here. This is the MoKo 4-season waterproof 3-person tent. Hey everybody, welcome back. So this is a very unique tent. It looks, judging by the way it's set up, it looks like it would make an extremely good waterproof 4-season tent due to the way it's constructed. Best described as a huge rain fly that your tent kind of attaches to inside. So it's kind of neat and unique. And we're going to take a look at it outside. I'm going to set it up in a little bit. I want to show you what's inside first. It's a dome tent, so it's suitable for spring, summer, autumn, cold, snow, winter. Comes with 3 fiberglass poles, 21 metal pegs, 6 ropes, guy lines. Don't know that I'll be guying it out today because I'm really just setting it up and then tearing it down. And it comes with a waterproof fly sheet. It is fire retardant. The vestibule has a clear window in it. It's a 3-foot vestibule for all your outdoor gear and storage. It's got weather protection, so you can store your gear out in the front vestibule and sleep in the tent. Now, my general rule with numbers and tents is, as a general rule, if it's a 3-person tent, it's a 2-person tent with a lot of gear. So we'll see once we set this up. The design, the size inside of it is, it's about 9 pounds, so it's going to be heavy. It's not a packable, it's not something you'd pack on your back to take out to the wilderness. It has a 9-foot by 7-foot floor and a 52-inch height at its peak. The fly sheet material is a 68D 190T polyester waterproof fabric, and the inner tent material is a 180T, and it's rated for fire protection at US CPAI 84-6. So I'm not exactly sure what standard that is. Those of you out there that know ratings for fire protection might know, but they have mentioned it several times that it's rated for fire protection. The underlayer material, this is where I'm really happy about. 5,000 millimeter waterproof polyethylene fabric. Think tarp. It's that thick material I like, and the reason I like it is because it's easy to wipe off when it gets dirty. Out here with the poof dirt and stuff, it just gets filthy on the bottom of your tent. Even if you use a ground cover sheet, it just gets filthy. No matter what you do, what you try to do, it's going to get dirty. So it's nice that it can wipe off. It's also a little bit thicker. It's also waterproof, so it's kind of handy to have. The pole material is a 8.5 millimeter fiberglass rod. Ventilation should be pretty good. Being that they say this is rated for 4 seasons, today we're going to test out that summer theory because it's already 90 degrees. And we'll try it out. So we're going to lay out the tent. I'll explain to you quickly how it works, and then we're going to open it up and see what's inside. You lay out the tent. You assemble this rain fly on the top here. And then you attach the inner tent to the inside of the tent, of the rain fly. So let me open it up, and I'll show you what's inside. All right, so this is what you get when you open it inside. It is kind of mushy, so I've got a feeling I probably packed this down a little bit smaller. It is, there's some girth to it, some weight to it. So it's not an ultralight tent by any means. But if you need a larger tent for a long-term trip or car camping, or even a situation where you'd be bugging out in your vehicle, this would probably fit the bill perfectly. So I'm going to attempt to kind of carefully unroll this. I believe these are the stakes inside here. There we go. And they're the usual little thin stakes. For out here in the poof dirt, these are probably okay. I may upgrade these to some lighter ones, some aluminum ones later. But for today, for our uses, they'll probably be fine. I don't think, there's no guy ropes in there yet. I haven't found it. This is your top rain fly piece. It goes over the inside, and then the piece goes over that. Here are your poles. There's your poles. Now something neat about these poles is they're color-coded. So, your red poles go on the red grommets in the tent, and if I can find one, blue poles go in the blue grommets of the tent. Makes it a little easier to set up. There's 3 of them. There's a smaller one which is blue, and there are 2 of the larger ones which are red. There's your actual rain fly here and cover sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up, and step by step I'll bring you back each time I've moved another progression forward, and you'll see how it sets up. All right, to beat the heat, I set up in a shady part of my my front yard today. That's your first step. This is the actual tent you're going to be sleeping in. This is the enclosure. That's your front. You're just going to put this down flat. Then you're going to put the big rain fly over it. So pretty much you're going to position it over just like this. The front, your entryway is going to be here because that's what the front of the tent was. I'm probably going to unzip the door there to make it a little easier to stand it. And we'll put the poles together and I'll show you where you feed them. All right, I've got the first pole across. And I don't know if you can see the grommets on the end there, all the way in the back corner. But that piece, the end of the pole, is going to fit into the grommet on each side. And you're going to raise it up one. Now you notice that there's red on the ends of that and there's red in those loops. See the red there? Here are the blue ones. There's only one blue one. That's going to go across the front and kind of make an arch shape for the entryway. But that is the last pole you put in, and you put it underneath the two red ones. So we're going to put those poles out, feed them through, lift up the tent after we put this in, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's attached. I wanted to bring you down a little closer. I just got the camera in my hand and show you what I mean by the color coding. So you're going to feed these through. Red goes through red, then blue goes through blue. Alright, so it's all set up. Well, the outside's all set up. I'm going to show you how to do the inside, but I just wanted to give you a walk around on the outside. The two poles that cross in the middle and come out front here, those red poles, would have helped to have a second person with me doing those. They weren't horrible. I did manage to get them, but they were kind of tricky. So would have helped to have another person there to hold one end while I'm sticking it in, but I did it myself, one person. So don't be afraid of this. If you're going to be using this just for yourself, you can do it with one person. But it is a 3-person tent, so chances are you'd have somebody else with you. So let's take a quick walk around. You see the clear windows. That's kind of nice and unique for a tent. That's the vestibule area. We're going to be, you see the tent inside there, not set up yet. We're going to be pulling that back a little bit so it can be snapped up, and that strap's going to go underneath the tent. But let's walk around here. I didn't guy it down because it's not windy, just hot. Let's take a little step back so you can actually see everything. And that's the outer vestibule. This is the whole outer cover. It's kind of like this is the roof of the tent, and the mesh body lives inside and snaps in. So there you go. The front piece was easy to put in. That you just kind of, I'll give you a look at the front here. Alright, let's back up. That you kind of just snap, you slide in and just pull down on either side, and you're good to go. So as you can see, the tent inside is not set up yet. I'm going to snap all those in. I'm going to bring you down so you can see how it works. And then I'm going to snap them all in, and we're going to actually get inside and see how comfortable it is. Looks like it's going to be pretty comfortable. It's a pretty large tent, so looks like it's going to be pretty comfortable to hang out in. But let me get that camera angle down right for you, and we'll go from there. All right, we're inside now. I'm going to show you. By the way, these seams are all taped. I don't know if you can see the tape on them, but they're all taped. The stitching on this tent is really, really well done. For a budget 4-season tent, I'm actually pretty impressed. I gotta say, the stitching's nice. All the seams are taped and sealed. It wasn't, excuse me, something caught in my throat. It wasn't too horrible to set up. It was pretty easy to set up. Once I got past, I found a little trick for getting it to the way I want it. In the middle there when I had to separate it. So once I did that, it really wasn't all that difficult. It's an acquired skill, sort of. And I haven't set up a tent like this in a very, very long time. So mostly I'm doing those little tiny 1-person bivvy types, and those are real quick. So let me show you quickly. These will feed into here, around the tent, like so. And this will pick up the tent all the way up along here and to this roof, which I'll show you up there. See, just snaps right in all the way around. And being that I could never get a camera in here and me at the same time doing this, we're just going to snap it in ahead of time, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's fully set up, and then we'll actually get inside and test it out. Alright, so this is the view from inside. The piece I told you I thought was the rain fly is not. It's kind of a little storage rack up there. And there's your tent bottom. I did forget to mention that you should attach the bottom hooks of the inner tent, this piece here, to each corner. And it'll be nice and even. Pretty even here. Not bad for a first job. It was, you know, a little bit more setup than I'm used to, because I'm used to doing those little single man tents. But it's big and roomy in here, definitely. I could easily sleep in here, no problem. I got room over there for a table or whatever. All of the, I don't know if you can see it in here. Like I said, all the seams are taped up really nicely, even inside the inner tent. So I'm going to give you a look from the outside looking in to show you how big it is. And then we're going to spray it down with water and see how well it holds up to water. All right, so this is the inside in the vestibule here, the vestibule area. There's the way it attaches inside there. Seems pretty sturdy. You know, I gave it a couple of tugs. Nothing's pulling out. Nothing's ready to pop out. Pretty simple. Let me back up a little bit so you can see more. Excuse the shaky camera work there. And there you go. That's what it looks like. So I'm going to put down this front thing here, front door, and I'm going to spray it down with some water. And I want to let it sit out here anyways to dry. So we're going to spray it down with some water and see how waterproof it is. Looks like it'll hold up. Just the idea of the design where you have a tent inside of an inner tent doesn't leave much room for condensation either. And there is a back window as well. So if you want to leave that open for ventilation and leave the screen open in when it's hot, you can do that. So let me get going with that. Let me zip this up and we'll give it a try. Now another nice feature on this is it has zippers on both sides here. So if I want to zip from the inside or the out, I can on the tent and on the outer liner there. So let me do that and I'll bring it back. So we got the handy old garden hose ready here. And I'm just going to simulate rain on it. I can see it beating off like it's been treated. That's kind of really cool. I don't know if you can see that up close, but it's like sheeting off there. See that? So we're just going to simulate some rain for a little while here, and then I'll bring you inside and show you if it got wet. Put you down here. Trying not to get over the camera. That would be wonderful. Hey, the tent works great. You just blew up your camera. All right. So give me a few minutes to do this and I'll bring you back. All right, so it seems to be drying off quickly too, which is nice because, well, first of all, I'm in the desert, so it will dry off quickly. But it's nice because if you got to pack up after a rainstorm, you don't really have to worry that much about it. I see I'm going to have to unpack this and move it over to my driveway to roll it up when it's dry because there's mud everywhere underneath it, you know, where it rolled down on the bottoms. But take you a quick walk around here. You can see it got wet everywhere. Now let's take it inside, see how it held up. All right, undo the inside here. I like the Velcro, that kind of holds everything a little closer together. I'm not seeing any water inside here. That's kind of cool. Good to know. Just throw that over the top. All right. And I just put my knees into the mud. Oh well. Now I'm not seeing any water in here. Not a drop has come through. I did splash some water when I opened it here from the door, but no water. Oh, gotta do a long stretch here. It doesn't look long on the camera, but it's long for me. All right, so look at that. That's dry as a bone inside. Not a drop of water anywhere. None on the tent itself. Not even condensation on the tent. So I'm impressed. I mean, I gave it a good, I'd say about 10 minutes worth of downpour, and that's about what we get out here when we get a heavy rainstorm. And even on top there, where it's connected, not a drop of wet. So I am very pleased with this. This seems to perform as advertised. It's a decent budget priced as well. I will get you the price when we bring it inside, and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. But definitely pleased with it. It seems to perform very well, and it's more than enough space, I'd say, for 2 people in gear. Maybe a third person if you're sleeping with your child. You know, if you have your child on a camping trip, you know, they could go down here and you guys could go that way. So for a family of 3, maybe it might work. But for me, I kind of, you know, I like my backpack inside, and, you know, I kind of would think for 2 people in gear, it would work perfectly. For me alone, set up on, say, a ham radio event or a field day or something, this thing would be amazing. So much room inside. So let me let it dry off. Give me a little while here to dry it all off and tear it all down and roll it back up, and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. All right, back inside. I'm just wiping off the mud and the dust. Cleaned out the inside. I hate putting away things dirty. I mean, there's going to be some stuff floating around in there, naturally, grass or whatever. But I hate putting away stuff really, really dirty. So anyway, one of the nice things about this is now how I put it back together again. I took that outside cover, put all the poles away, put everything, all the stakes away, took the outside cover, folded it once and twice, rolled it up. Then I took the tent itself, folded it once, twice, and rolled it up inside. So everything is in here, and here's the cool part. It fits back in the bag without a lot of hassle. I've always hated when you buy a tent, and you go to put it back in the bag, and there's no way it's getting back in there. Because you didn't fold it the right way or whatever. So I gotta say, I'm impressed with this tent. For $80, $79.99, you get a tent, and this will be in my Amazon store, by the way. So don't forget to check out that link down below, my Amazon store. If you don't see anything in the store you like, just shop as you normally would. Really helps out the channel with projects like this. So I gotta say, for the price, for $80, to get a 4-season tent that actually, I sat there and soaked this thing for 10 minutes on all sides, and there was not a drop of water inside, not even condensation on the outer thing or the inner, no drops of water on the inside tent either. So that's impressive. It's rated for snow and, all that other stuff too. So, and, when I was tearing it down, before I tore it down, I just decided to sit in it a little, and it was hot in there. I'm telling you right now, I'm dripping in sweat. It's 102 degrees outside, and it's probably 10:30 in the morning. So, it was, I hope you guys enjoyed it, because it was a lot of work to do it in the heat. But, hey, it's good practice. You know what? If I'm bugging out somewhere, I may need to do that in the heat. So anyway, it really impressed me. It really held up to the water perfectly. It got a little windy. No problems with the wind at all. I was able to withstand the wind without any kind of issues. Gotta say, I'm impressed. Really nice tent. It would have helped to have a second person when you're putting in these poles, the cross poles, because they could feed it through the other side and bend it while you're bending this side. But I figured out a little trick. If I kind of push it in, hold the middle up, and stick that in, from my hand. All in all, it was easy to do with one person. I got it done, so you can definitely get it done if you want to or have to. Would it make it a little easier? Yeah, it'd be a little easier, but you don't need a second person if you have to do it. So I am impressed with this thing. This is the MoKo 4-season waterproof 3-person tent. Like I said, I will put a link down below where you can pick one up directly in my store. They're $80. Most 4-season tents you see on the market, from the higher end brands, are $400, $500, $200. I haven't seen any that cheap. So, it is made in China, but I gotta say, they actually put some effort into it. All the seams are taped nicely. The fabric, when I had it on my driveway and I was rolling it up, it kind of felt like the material of a military poncho. If you've ever felt that, it's almost like a rubbery, kind of plasticky fabric that is really, really waterproof. And you saw it just sheeting right off as I sprayed it on. Kind of reminded me of when I treated my windshield with Rain-X. You pour water on there and it just sheets right off. So I'm impressed with it. It is a nice tent. When I opened it back up, as I was going to say, and I opened that back window back there, you got a nice breeze through it, and it immediately felt like it went down 20 degrees. Because you got that nice cross breeze with the front open, the door open, and the screens. So definitely will work for summertime too. Putting it together in the hot beating sun, different story. I'm kind of hot and sweaty. But anyway, that's the video for today. I hope you really enjoyed it. I had fun putting it together. It was hot, but I love putting up tents. I don't know why. It's just fun. And it seems to be a decent tent. Works very, very well. Very pleased with it. This is definitely going to go into the rotation of tents that I use. And I will take it out and use it when I go camping. Give it a good workout. I do like big, taller tents. And one of the things was, in the middle here, I was actually able, with a hunched over, to stand up, which I like. That allows you to get dressed inside the tent, maybe pull on your pants or whatever. So you're not like crawling around in a little one-person tent to get clothing on or to change things. So it's definitely kind of cool for that too. Lots of room inside, definitely big floor. Like I said, it's a 9-foot by 7-foot floor, so you got lots of room. 52 inches high in the center, and you got that nice plastic bottom that's kind of like a Walmart tarp almost, that really resists getting any kind of crud in it or tearing or anything like that. So like I said, put a link down below. Check it out. Check out our Amazon store. Don't forget to check out our Thrive Life link at the bottom of everything. We've got lots of new freeze-dried stuff in the store there, so check them out. And don't forget to check out our Olight link too. Got lots of cool Olights coming out on the market. I'm continually amazed at the stuff they put out and the good prices that it is. I'm used to Surefires being $700-800, and their version of it is $100. That's just can't beat it. So all in all, check them out. I thank you guys for watching. I think I'm going to go take a nice hot shower. Stay safe and stay prepared.